name stood out from the rest: Doc Rivers. When it comes to discussing NBA coaches, there are fewer names that string up. The 2008 ring speaks for itself. That the unanimous respect he received from the basketball world shows you that he is one of the greatest coaches ever. This opinion core was declining, and Doc's eyes began looking elsewhere. Once the C's lost in round 1 of the 2013 playoffs in 6 to New York, a rebuild in Beantown was inevitable. According to Doc, he was fine with staying in Boston, no intentions to stay for a rebuild in Boston. Either way, Danny Ainge traded him to the Los Angeles Clippers for a first-round pick, officially ending Rivers' Boston campaign. In the end, the job was complete. A ring was won. Now, it was time to do it again. Everyone talks about the Celtics and how talented their championship core was, but the LA Clippers core with Doc isn't far behind in terms of star power. LA was confident that Doc would take his winning pedigree from Boston and sprinkle that on the Clippers franchise, but nobody could have predicted the meltdown that would ensue. To capitalize and put OKC away. One poor fourth quarter showing isn't enough to pin on the coach, but 3 of them certainly are. That's right, one of the most agonizing defeats of Doc Rivers' career came in Game 5, where the Clippers blew a 7-point lead in 49 seconds. This choke all but destroyed their chances at a Western Conference Finals appearance. In Game 6, it was the same story. The Clippers kept it close in the 4th, only to suddenly take their foot off the pedal. Fool me once, shame on that. Any player could step up. The Raptors earned the 2nd best record in the league, and the best win total in the East by a 4-game margin. 59 W's was the most in their team's history, with 2 stars, the Coach of the Year in Dwayne Casey, and full home court advantage throughout the playoffs. This squad had the most hype out of any Raptors team ever. This could finally be the year where they silenced the doubters and made a championship run, but that didn't happen. After Toronto won round 1 against the 8-seeded Washington Wizards in 6, a familiar
and DeMar DeRozan is done. Neither DeRozan nor Kyle Lowry are good enough to play hero ball at the end of games and win.
Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green going north. Are you kidding? I mean, is there somebody here that believes that Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard are title contenders?
Yes. You voted against me every round.
I know. It's like everything going on
that
here.
fucking Matthew on a bad part.
He remembers.
He remembers. Many times you can't go past the first round of five.
Not David Dobrik. Not David Dobrik. Surely not David Dobrik.
I didn't think I made it far.
In total, has 7.13 billion views.
And Simon had
I want to see.
I have
what-
3.5 on my main.
Oh.
And that's it, like, I think I literally saw it today.
Oh.
Prime Dobrik was a different beast.
Beast is the
But
Beast is the
I
miracle.
think in like 3, 4, 5 years time.
Yeah,
Maybe not even that
History will
long.
look back on Mr. Beast as the biggest.
Yeah.
I think he always
for us
will.
right now, it's got to be.
Also for our generation, I feel like even Jimmy did. Jimmy came up on PewDiePie. I say the
Yeah.
Well,
But
there it
the
is.
new generation might know who he is.
PewDiePie!
Well done,
Well done.
Still got it.
Well done, Free Luke.
Wow, wait.
When you've beaten Bloodbath, you are by all means a good player, in my opinion. You have beaten a hard level. There are just a couple hundred levels that are harder than it in terms of difficulty. Bloodbath is around the, I would want to say, the 500th hardest level in the game. So there are, percentage-wise, not that many levels left for you to go up from, right? So you are statistically required to kind of like jump, in a sense, right? Like if you go from Bloodbath, which is the 500th hardest level, to the, let's say, 300th hardest level, which is around like Zaretta levels of difficulty, maybe a little bit higher around Erebus. That isn't all too unreasonable at that one level, because, and I know this is going to be a crazy concept, but if you beat a ton of different levels, the level you would jump to will just take you less time. And I know that's a wild thought. It's absolutely insane, but if you jump to Bloodbath and you have not beaten a lot of different levels, you're probably going to spend a good 6 months playing Bloodbath or any other level that you want to decide to jump to. You could have just beaten, like, let's say your hardest is I Spy with Might Lie. You could have gone to beat like 5 medium demons, and by the time you're on your 5th medium demon, you're beating them in like 2 days. And then you go to hard demons, and by the time you're on like your 5th or 6th or 7th hard demon, you're beating them in like 3, 4 days maybe. And those levels kept his relevant up, right? So if you're doing it for enhancement, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Anyway, that's a completely different tangent. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is jumping will almost never be worth it, because regular, genuine progression is probably better, because you get a better understanding of the game itself, how the game plays, and you just...
The different styles that basketball allows for, players develop their own distinct identities and signature styles through their creativity, flair, and athleticism. And although no player succeeds alone, the scoring volume and two-way nature of the sport give individual stars a nearly unprecedented amount of control over the flow and outcome of a game. For this reason, players are constantly compared to their peers and to the legends of the past in order to answer the most hotly contested question in the sport: who's the greatest to ever do it? For many, the question is redundant. They believe in only one right answer. Their answer flooded the airwaves. But the funny thing was, I don't think anyone really faulted him for wanting out of Cleveland. It was clear the cultivate camaraderie and success on abhorrent teams was now being criticized for not making his teammates fear him, whatever that means. Was the decision the dumbest thing LeBron could have done? Yes. Was it a knife in the back of the community that had supported him as he ascended from chosen one to superstar? Yes. Was most of this criticism of his mental makeup and desire to win baseless and spiteful? Also, yes. But it probably didn't feel that way for a lot of NBA fans at the time. They hated him. He had quit on and betrayed his team. So when the Heat lost the 2011 finals, the hate boners raged in full force. And the Heat
me to end you.